This is Kinhai, the village my father grew up in. Unlike the pictures in children's books, Kinhai does not have mud huts with thatched roofs and bullock carts. There are modern houses, electricity, internet, and modern cars. Only the people are traditional. A little river flows through the village. Its name is Wangana. On the west side of the river is the main part of Kinhai, where one can see the old Rajwada, one of the homes of the Raja of Aundh. After independence, the Raja allowed the village school to use the mansion. My father was so lucky he went to school in this heritage house, where he even saw antique weapons in abandoned rooms. Now the school has its own building, which looks very ordinary compared to the Rajwada. On the east side of the river is our part of the village, called Pet Kinhai. Pet means marketplace. The weekly village market is open on Fridays when people from many nearby villages gather here. The traders sit in an open ground with huge mounds of onions, potatoes, beans, green vegetables, fruits, etc. The vegetables are so fresh that they taste different from what we eat in the cities. The spinach I had in Kinhai is actually sweet. Fish is rarely eaten in this part of Maharashtra, and so there are only one or two fishmongers in one corner. There are more chicken and mutton shops. The market is always colorful and loud, with everyone bargaining hard. Next to the marketplace is a lane with a row of permanent shops selling groceries, hardware, clothes, etc. There's also the village doctor's chamber and a small medical store. Up ahead, there is the village square. It is a nice place to sit in the evening. There is a big square in the middle where teenage village boys hang out. Surrounding this square are tailoring shops, a vada pav stall, a Chinese food stall, etc. as well as the panchayat office. Kinhai has a post office, a primary health center and a bank. Instead of police, there is a police patil, that is a resident of the village who represents the police. Our house is quite close to the river. My great-great-grandfather Ramchandra Shinde was given this land by the Raja of Aundh. Ramchandra Shinde was a well-known wrestler, and the king gave him this land as a reward for winning a big wrestling challenge. Now my grandmother farms on a part of that land. She grows jawar, bajra, chana, peanuts, methi, garlic, vegetables, etc. All the farmland is outside the village near the hills. There is a shortage of water in these areas, and so farming here is very hard work. Kinhai village is located on the foothills of the Sahyadri range. On the western side of Kinhai, there are hills with lots of windmills. These parts are not green like the Bengal villages, but this landscape has a different kind of beauty. We have many temples in our village. The old and spooky Mahadev temple near the river gives me goosebumps because our voices echo from the rocks. Then near the Rajwada, we have the beautiful Devi temple made of stone and wood and a Ram Mandir too. Most famous is the Ambabai temple on top of a high hill just outside our village. It is built of stone and looks like a small fortress. The goddess Ambabai's idol, made of pure gold, is kept safely behind a glass. In the temple courtyard, there is a tall tower built for placing lamps. According to a local legend, there is a secret tunnel connecting the Ambabai temple with the king's mansion in the village below, but no one knows the actual location of this tunnel. Every year there is a huge festival in honor of goddess Ambabai, and a big mela takes place in Kinhai. At that time, the idol of Ambabai is brought down from the temple to the village. Until recently, the king of Aundh's old elephant Moti used to come to the mela, and everyone used to give him money and bananas, but sadly Moti is no more. When my father was a child, he used to see bullock cart races and tamasha shows in this mela. The most exciting thing for him was the traveling cinema. For 10 nights, films were shown inside a tent, and that was my father's only chance to watch movies. Nowadays, there are only Ferris wheels in the melas, apart from many stalls selling all kind of things. This mela happens just after Diwali and is the highlight of the whole year in Kinhai village.